Good morning and happy Tuesday. My name is Sydney and you are here for a day in the life. All right, guys. Today's Tuesday. It is also Spirit Week at my school. And so today is hat day, and my plan, since it's still kind of cold-ish, but not like freezing to where I need a jacket, a big one. I am wearing just this black sweatshirt, and then I have my new favorite hat from Hobby Lobby that I got this summer. And I feel like hats have really taken off, and I was like, I don't know if I am a hat person. Like, I don't know if they look good on me. I think they're cute on other people, but I don't know if I like them. And this is one of the first like trucker hat style hats that I really like. So I'm excited to wear that. It should be a pretty normal, gosh, wipe that off. Should be a pretty normal Tuesday today. And I had some meetings yesterday, so that changed a few plans for today. And I had a fire drill yesterday, which they told us about, but I forgot to remind my kids about, and I forgot to remind myself about. But it worked out, and it was a beautiful day. It was easy to do it. But once I get to school, I will kind of run through what the plan is for today. But I think it should be a pretty smooth day. So let's get this Tuesday started. Also, this is my best trick for not getting mascara where you don't want it. Is to use a little small mirror. I've had this like e.l.f. one. It's broken, but I've had it forever, and I just hold it right here like underneath as I do my mascara, and it has worked, and I swear by it. So if you need a tip about not getting mascara where you don't want it, get yourself a little mirror. Favorite thing about hat day? And done. So easy. Okay, we made it to school. I left my water in the car, but I have a lot of like cups and things in my classroom, so I should be okay. But let's chat about today. So today's Tuesday. I have morning duty here in a little bit. Oh, let me turn my lamp on. Oh, there we go. I have morning duty here in a little bit, and then I also have car duty after school. But like I said, today should be a pretty smooth day. So let's see what's in the drawers for today. I love these drawers, by the way. I've had them all my years of teaching for the most part, something similar, and I've tried like file folders, but these work best for me, so I like using them. Alrighty. So let's see. For science today, we're finishing up this mystery science activity. It's one of the second grade ones where they have to listen to like the frog sounds and then identify frog or toad, I guess. And then they had to write yesterday, we did this together, something that would remind them of the sound, and then they have to listen, and there's like 2 mystery challenges. So we already did that part yesterday and watched the video. And then today, we're gonna do part 2 of the activity, and this is called How Many Frogs? So now they kind of have to use what they listened to yesterday, and I'll probably play it again for them to hear just so they can be reminded. And then they have 2 different ponds that they listen to, and they check off like which frog or toad they heard, and they count how many that were there, and then it will reveal it for them. If you don't use Mystery Science, your school I think has to purchase it, but I've used it for years, and all of the school districts I've worked in have used it, and I love it. They have everything planned for you. You do have to get the materials, but they just have a lot of, I think, high quality work. And then later this week, we will take an assessment on it, and then we'll do one of their extension activities if we have time. And then for math this week, we are talking about money. And if you've ever taught money, you know it can just be kind of tricky. There's so many skills within money. Like they have to know not only the coin name and the value, but then they also need to be able to count, obviously by ones, but by 5s and by 10s, and be able to go from like counting by 5s to switching to counting by 10s. It has a lot of math flexibility in it. And so last Friday, we took some time just to briefly review from what they learned in 1st grade. And then yesterday we did do the first lesson in our math curriculum. And something that I use, if I put it in here, it looks like this. I just made this template, and so for each math lesson, the first lesson is like the explore lesson, and then midweek we do an exit ticket, and then we take a quiz. And so for this, I just kind of use my own like check plus minus system to mark whether they've got that skill, if they need a little bit of help, or if they like are not getting it at all. And then this tells me what I need, who I need to pull the next morning, or the next like 10 minutes before we do that lesson. So this is a blank one like for next week, so I'm not gonna show you from this week with my kids' names on it, but I'm looking at yesterday's explore session, and that tells me who I need to pull today for just a little like review, like more in-depth review than we did on Friday. So this is something from our curriculum from their 1st grade one, and it has like the value of each coins, and it's practicing adding them together. Our lesson today actually dives into like word problems with money. So hopefully going over this with those kids that were struggling yesterday will be helpful. And then for reading, we are going to be practicing story elements. That's one of our, sorry, I shook the camera. That's one of our standards for this quarter. So we're using this graphic organizer. This is from Lucky Little Learners. Our team decided on this one because it has all the elements that we wanted them to be able to identify. And for this one, this is just a practice one that we're gonna do all together. So we're gonna use this book called There Might Be Lobsters. One of my teammates used it, and she said it was really cute and fit really well for story elements. So we're gonna try that today, and I'll read the book to them, and then we'll do this part all together. And once we do that, I think it's tomorrow I have in my plans for them to do a story element assessment on their own. And so I'll read them the story, but then they'll be responsible for filling out this template on their own. And then the last thing is for phonics today. We use UFly. I think I mentioned that last week, or last time I did a video, but we use UFly. It's a great online resource. A lot of their products and things are free to use. You do have to order the manual, but there's also a lot of just like good information about reading, how to teach that to students. So if you're looking for something to use or supplement, definitely recommend UFly. But each lesson has like a decodable story that goes with the skill for that lesson. So for day 2, we'll do a little bit of review from the skill yesterday. We'll go over heart words, we'll practice reading sentences, and then students will work on this. And so what I have students do is we always highlight the skill words. And so I always tell them, like, if they look up at the top, it says like lesson 85, EE, EA, EY. So that's the words that they're gonna be highlighting. Give them just a couple of minutes to do that. And then once they finish, I have them whisper read this, and then I go around and listen to kids. I wanna hear their fluency or just double check that they're reading it correctly. If needed, I'll pull students to me. And then this up here is a box where they can illustrate the story. And I tell them they have to read this 2 times before they can illustrate that. And then if we run out of time, they can always do that like in one of their stations later. So they always enjoy getting to illustrate their picture. What kid doesn't love drawing? So that is the plan for today. And then the last thing is for writing. In my classroom, we do Student of the Week on Fridays. But last week on Friday, my Student of the Week was sick. And so I told his mom that we would do it today, or not today, yesterday when he came back, but he was still sick yesterday. So I'm hoping he'll be back today. That way we can finish that up. And I don't know that I shared it on here, but I might make a video about it sometime, of how I do student of the week. And basically, like, the kid gets to share about themselves with a poster, and then we all write something about them and put it in a book. I didn't want to miss out on like him being here to share and then us writing, so that's why I waited. But I will show you what we're working on in writing. We are working on president research. So each of the kids, I put all the president's name in a hat, and then they drew them out, and that was their president. So we talked about, you get what you get, you don't throw a fit, you know how it goes. And so they had to plan and research about their president. We just used Pebble Go. And so they got all their information. Their goal right now is to write 7 to 8 sentences. And so you can see, here's an example. So I had them plan it, they organized it, and then they wrote it on their draft paper. And then one of my teammates made pictures of all the presidents and put their number on there. That way, both like the student and myself could see who it was. And then they glued it on either red or blue. And so I'm really proud of them. I think they worked really hard on these. So a couple of them need to finish this up. So we'll see. Hopefully that student of the week from last week is here today. I also need to pick a new student of the week for this week because they keep asking me about that. So I'm going to continue getting my classroom set up this morning, and we'll keep going throughout our day. I also just realized I think my hat was crooked in that whole video, so just ignore that. Also wanted to share something funny. So we are decorating turkeys. I think a lot of schools probably do this in like the month of November. And so let me grab this. Grab that in a second. This is what the turkey looks like. I'm sure, I mean, there's like a million templates of turkeys out there. And then their goal was to like disguise the turkey. And so they got very creative. Some of them just colored it, but like one of mine turned it into McDonald's French fry, and they have like the French fry container. I'll try to get some clips in a second, but one of mine used Cheetos in the Cheeto package to disguise it. And this is I love it. But one of these wrappers fell off yesterday, and so I had her glue it back on, and I had her use bottle glue because I thought that would hold better. But let me show you the back. The glue definitely, obviously it's wet, but like it was very, very wet. So I think I'm gonna maybe attach this onto this one. I have another master, but that way I can hang it up, and that way it might have some more support. But their turkeys are so cute, and I love seeing how they decorate it, and I know their families love to help them too, so it's just fun to see them be creative. So I'll try to show a few snapshots of the ones I've gotten so far. Okay, I have morning duty in just a few minutes, but I wanted to show you guys, I have been organizing my slides like this, and it helps so much. So over here, when you pull up Google Drive on my smartboard, I have priority workspaces shared in files, but rather than having to go into files, it doesn't show me starred. I've been utilizing the workspace area. I title it slides, and then I date all of my slides. So today's the 12th, so I'm just gonna open up that slideshow. And having one for each day has been so much easier. I used to put them all in like one giant week-long spread, and then it was hard to like go back and edit, change, and plan ahead. So this is what I use. These slides are from Mrs. Munch's Munchkins. Love her stuff. It's always the best and so cute and very practical. So that's what I use to set up my slides, and then I just have it on here throughout the day. And then it's nice because then I can just like click through. So sometimes it takes a second, but there it is. So that's what the kids see when they come in, and then they know what to do from there. All right, y'all, that is it for my morning setup. I'm headed to my morning duty in just a few minutes, so I will check in with you guys at the end of the day. Okay, we made it through the day. All in all, it was a pretty good day. Tuesdays typically go by pretty fast for me, and we had a little bit of a different schedule, which I forgot about but conveniently remembered just before the day started, so that was helpful. Our encore was moved around. We got to most of the things that I had planned. I also had a meeting at 2 o'clock for one of my kiddos, and it went a little bit longer, and so our math lesson will just need to kind of touch base again tomorrow on money because we didn't really get to go through with it today like I had planned, which is totally fine. So we'll just touch that again tomorrow and make sure everyone's on the same page. But all in all, it was a pretty good day. I'm about to run out of school. I had car duty, but I have an appointment in a different town, so I've got to run and do that. So I'm gonna wrap up my day here, and yeah, but thanks for following along. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back with more day in the life of a second grade teacher. Hope you have a great week, day, month, wherever you're at right now. But thanks for following along, and I'll see you guys later.